Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing well. So we are going to start a new series called Ansible, and today we are going to introduce about the Ansible, and this is the first video on Ansible series. So let's start with Ansible introduction. So in this video we are going to discuss about a few things. What is Ansible, why Ansible, Ansible use cases, architecture of Ansible, configuration management with Ansible, playbook, module and roles. So let's start with what is Ansible. So Ansible is an open source configuration management tool and provision tool to uh, uh, manage and set up the application as well as deploy the configuration to the end machine. It is similar to Chef, Puppet and Salt. Basically it is more famous and more in use because it's totally open source and it's totally free of cost. So as compared with Chef, Puppet as an paid tool, Ansible is more famous in configuration management tool. It uses SSH to connect the servers and run the configuration task. Ansible let you control the configured node from the single machine. So using single node, you can configure and set up this services, set up the softwares to the end servers using port SSH. Also, we can use WinRM for Windows infrastructure. Ansible used SSH infrastructure to manage the deployment, and project was founded in 2013 and bought by Red Hat in 2015. So it's the project of Ansible was actually founded by someone in 2013, and then later it was bought by Red Hat. Why Ansible? Why Ansible is more famous than the other configuration management tool? First one is no agent. No agent means we can directly communicate using SSH. So SSH is inbuilt configuration service to access the open source environment remotely. So we don't require to set up additional software or additional configuration management tool or agent to use the Ansible. Second one is declarative. We can declare the functions as well as what we require as a setup part. Tiny learning curve. We can easily understand because it use YAML as a YAML language to set up the playbook to install and configure any software or service. And flexible. We can it is easy to manage, and with our customized requirement, we can easily change the playbooks. Ansible use cases. There are some use cases. First one is provisioning, configuration management, app deployment, continuous delivery, security and compliance, and orchestrations. These are the use cases of the Ansible. So basically this is the architecture of the Ansible. If we start with the common users, common user in terms of the persons who is responsible for deployment. The user is having the first of all Ansible playbook. Playbook basically a set of rules or set of the command or set of the code which we need to be deployed on the end machines. So using that Ansible playbook with using public or private cloud or as CMDB, you can compare it with any inventory where we can have the total and the list of machine. Using Ansible automation, we can have inventory file where the total number of machines been set up, like Windows machine, Linux machine, or DB server or LAMP stack or anywhere. You can just group the total machine. Then API, using API, using module, using plugins, we can set up to host as well as networking. So this is basic architecture of Ansible, where we can use all the components and those components being integrated with each other. Inventory, the first thing which we need to be learned as inventory. So inventory is a description of node that can be accessed by the Ansible, and by default inventory described by a configuration file, and it is default and it's having some default location /etc Ansible and hostess. The configuration file lists either IP address or a hostname if it is accessible using private IP address or public IP address, or else you can define a hostname if it is DNS managed environment. The inventory file can be one of many formats such as YAML and INI. You can set up your inventory using INI as well as YAML extension. This is the example of inventory file, mail.example.com web servers. We can consider a group called web server. Under web server, there are two servers, foo.example and bar.example.com. If we compare with DB servers, there are three servers, 1.example.com, 2.example and 3.example.com. So if we supposed to be set up anything on the web server, we simply run Ansible command on web server. If we want some changes on DB server specific, we can only need to set up DB servers group. So instead of setting up the individually machine, we just set up on the group. Now the most and the core part of the Ansible called playbook. So playbooks are the simple YAML file. This file description of desired state of your system, what you want to perform in the end machines, those things you need to define in YAML. Playbook makes you your installation, upgrade and your day-to-day management repeatable and reliable. Playbooks are simply like if you want to set up Google Chrome in each of every machine, Windows machine, then you can simple create a playbook for Windows machine for Google Chrome. If I need to create a LAMP stack on each machine, then I just need to set up a LAMP stack playbook and target it to all my machines which I need to be performed. So playbooks is similar. You can also use same playbook for multiple times for multiple hosts, and by changing your requirement. If for example in one machine I need to set up PHP 7.4, in next few machine I need to change the version of the PHP, then simple I can change the version of PHP by applying in playbook. Then modules, there are 1000+ modules available provided by Ansible to automate every part of the environment. It is not similar to like we can just perform few things in Ansible. There are numerous modules available with the Ansible, so we can perform all the tasks using that. Modules are similar like the plugins that to do actual work in Ansible, and they are what executed in each task. Each module mostly standalone and can be written in a standard scripting such as Python, Perl, Ruby, Bash, etc. So those modules which are actually being used by the Ansible, actually those modules being set up or prepared on such technologies like Python, Perl, Ruby and Shell. Examples of module, there are a few examples I have choose here: service, file, copy, IP tables, ping, etc. There are, as I mentioned earlier, there are 1000+ modules available. Roles are the way to group the tasks together in a one container. We could also have a role setting up MySQL, another one for Apache, and role make it easy to configure hosts. For example, if I need to set up some of the rules like role 1, role 2, role 3, then I can just applying those roles to my similar group of computers. So this thing being all the things will seen with using this Ansible series, and you will get I try to create a video on each part separately, so you at least having the more idea on each concept. So thank you. So basically this is the introduction part only. Will soon release the next part, and it is a part of the series, so I will try to make all the videos on one release. Thank you very much. Kindly subscribe the channel, and will stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.